Hi friends, welcome back to the Fireplace Whisperer studio. We are going to be doing a close look at the Heritage model by Hearthstone today. So Hearthstone has been an American company in Vermont that has been building wood stoves since 1978. And the Heritage is one of their models that they have been building since nearly the beginning. Now the Heritage is considered a medium to large unit, and it should heat about 18 to 1900 square feet. Life expectancy on this unit, we always say, can be close to 20 years, depending on how well you care for it and how hard you burn it. If it's a primary heat source, it won't last as long than if it were a secondary heat source. The high heat value efficiency on this unit is 77%. Now let's talk about some of the features of this unit. This unit uses a 6-inch chimney. The Firebox is a 2.2 cubic foot, and it will hold up to a 21-inch log. With it fully loaded under certain circumstances, depending on the wood that you use and how well you put the wood in the unit, you can get up to 25 hours of heat life. And heat life is the term that Hearthstone uses, which basically means the time from when you light the match to when the last amount of heat exits the unit. And that is because of the soapstone of this unit. It holds a lot of heat, and the heat lasts for a longer period of time. Hearthstone has a document where they are comparing a steel stove and a cast iron stove and a soapstone stove, and you can kind of see that heat curve and then how long the heat stays with the unit. So you can see with this document how the soapstone unit doesn't get as hot as the steel and the cast iron, but it'll hold that heat for a much longer period of time. This unit also has the air wash system, which we have a separate video for that you can watch if you don't know what air wash is. Hearthstone has a true hybrid, which is their trademark name, which basically describes their unit as having part air tubes in the ceiling of the Firebox, as well as a couple catalytic units in the top of the Firebox. And how that works is when you light the match on your wood, the gases and the smoke come off of that wood, and air is introduced a second time through those air tubes, and that will combust more of the gases and the smoke, and then the remaining smoke rolls around the baffle through the catalytic system, where it continues to combust even more, which leads to a very efficient burn of 1.1 grams per hour, which that's the particulates leaving the exhaust, and that's a very, very clean burning unit. Now let's talk about some of the options that Hearthstone makes available with their unit. You can get a rear heat shield that's on the back of the unit that allows you to get the unit closer to the back wall. It also creates an air channel that if you get their optional blower, that can be installed in the lower back, and that moves room air around the unit across the top and blows it throughout the room a little better. You also can get an ash pan where you have another door underneath the ash lip, and you can sweep the ash down into that ash pan and pull that out and take it outside. The last option is an outside air kit, which you attach to the bottom of the unit and run the duct to the exterior. That brings in fresh air for the unit rather than the unit grabbing fresh air from inside the home. Hearthstone makes the unit in 4 different colors, giving you options. You have the matte black, which you're looking at right now, and then they have 3 different enamel colors. They have a brown, a seafoam, and a black. Now the matte black here is a little more textured, and so it can be a little harder to clean, Where the enamel units are very smooth, very easy to clean. They also have some sheen to it, some reflection. So you see some light reflecting off of the enamels, and some clients really like that. Now, a couple things that I really love about the Heritage is the soapstone. The soapstone has a very earthy, organic look. It's as if part of the outside is coming into your home when you're looking at the stone that's embedded in the stove, as well as just the properties of the soapstone being a very dense stone that stores heat. It's a great thermal mass, and so you end up getting more out of your wood, and the wood lasts longer in the heating season. I also really like the side loading door. Now, if this is in a corner, a side loading door doesn't help you that much unless the stove is a little further out from the corner. But if you're flat against a wall and you have the space, a side loading door is so nice because it helps loading. You still can load in the front through the front door, but the side loading door, you have a lot less chance of smoke coming into the home. And then having the option to order it with the side loading door on the left or the right is a great option. All right, well now we are going to put some wood in this and fire it off so you can see it running and use your imagination and see if you can visualize this unit in your family room.